Whiskey Alpha 2, Quebec Delta, India.
Quebec Delta, India, roger. And what's the name there?
Quebec Delta, India, roger. And what's the name there?
Name here is Joe, over.
Roger, Joe. And whereabouts are you located, sir?
Roger, Joe. And whereabouts are you located, sir?
I am located in northeastern PA, over.
Roger, roger. I'm copying you very well on the Milford PASDR. Just beautiful there. What radio are you running, Joe?
PASDR, just beautiful there. What radio are you running, Joe?
I have a FT 1000 MP Mark V Yaesu, and I also have the matching transverter for 50 megahertz that also puts out 200 watts, over.
Okay, give me that nomenclature one more time.
Okay, give me that nomenclature one more time.
Foxtrot Tango Victor, the 1000. It's a transverter that works with this radio at 28 megahertz, and it also has a 200 watt PA.
All right, okay. If you would like, sir, why don't you tell me a little bit about your antenna system and see if I can possibly get a better copy on you. Just give me about 10 or 15 seconds.
Possibly get a better copy on you. Just give me about 10 or 15 seconds.
The antenna that I'm using is a outpole that's facing east and west, and I have a remoter up at the antenna. Not that I really needed one, and I'm running a half-inch hardline.
Oh, yes, well, I went around the horn there, and you are just absolutely beautiful on the PASDR. Just absolutely beautiful there, so I'll just keep it right there. Gosh, your audio sounds really good. I don't know what to tell you. I don't think I would change much, Roger, roger.
What to tell you? I don't think I would change much, roger, roger.
Roger that. I pretty much got her dialed in, and it's a good mic. It's the MD200. I stole all this stuff, man. The prices I got this for was ridiculous. This mic, I think, went for about $5, and I got it for like $75, and it sounds excellent, over.
Roger, roger, sounds like an estate sale or something.
Roger, roger, sounds like an estate sale or something.
No, just careful watching eBay and making sure that I got my bid in at the last 15 seconds, so I was guaranteed to get what I wanted. I've been waiting for a setup like this for many, many, many years. I've been doing this since 1968, and I had a little hiatus there. I was working for Department of Homeland Security. Now I work for my local town. And, yeah, I'm back on the air, and it seems to be working okay.
Roger, roger. Now, I would run it just like that. I wouldn't get closer to it. I wouldn't get further away from your mic. I would work it just exactly the way you have. So make note of your position to microphone and just do it that way. It just sounds marvelous. I think you'll love your recording. If you go to YouTube, do a call letter search, KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, will take you to this recording, be cut number 1 in a series of 2900, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow.
2900, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow.
Roger that. What's your call again? Over.
The call is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, and repeating, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Name is Jim.
Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Name is Jim.
Well, good to meet you, Jim. Whereabouts are you located? Over.
We're down around Louisville, Kentucky. We're just across the river from Louisville, Kentucky on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville. And we use SDRs from across the southeastern part of the United States. And so I was saying right now we're running on the Milford PA SDR, and you seem to be about 20 over there. It gives me the best, quietest sound, Roger.
It gives me the best, quietest sound, Roger.
Roger that. Yeah, I'm familiar with the area. I was down that way a couple years ago. I had to drive my buddy's tour bus down to Nashville and drop that off. He bought Reba McEntire's old place down there right outside of Nashville.
Roger, I imagine that's quite an estate.
Roger, I imagine that's quite an estate.
Well, she had the horse farm on the one side of the road, and then and the house, and she had two other houses across the way. A very big ranch, but he got that ranch, and somebody bought the horse farm and made it into a bed and breakfast over.
Roger. Now, Joe, I am catching a little distortion on peaks, so if you would like, we could run through a couple of things, see if we could find out what that might be. We usually recommend, that 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth. You might make a note of that, 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth. Check that out in the book when you can. The next thing would be on the compressor. We only want that compressor processor on at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, just a third of that compressor, Roger.
Or 30 out of 100, just a third of that compressor, Roger.
Roger that. Is this any better?
Well, there's another part to that. That's the ALC. If you would like, we can set that ALC level, and that is, you're looking at your ALC meter with mic gain in hand. As you say the word audio, spoken just as you would speak any other word in a QSO, adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running 2/3 or 7, whichever comes first.
Meter is running 2/3 or 7, whichever comes first.
Roger that. Audio.
That looked to be just to the right-hand side of middle?
Yeah, there it is.
That looked to be just to the right-hand side of middle.
Sorry, Joe, we doubled. Are you just to the right-hand side of middle?
Yeah.
Joe, we doubled. Are you just to the right-hand side of middle?
Roger, that, I got it 2/3 over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so, and then make sure that you work that mic just like you are, because, obviously as you get closer to it, that you will push that ALC meter harder, and you don't want to do that since you're already at 2/3. So you want to stay just like you are, Roger.
Since you're already at 2/3, so you want to stay just like you are, Roger.
Roger that.
And so why don't you tell me about your antenna system real quick?
And so why don't you tell me about your antenna system real quick?
It's an off-center fed dipole, but it's not cut the same way as a regular OCFD. It's a little longer on the long side and a little shorter on the short side. That drops it pretty much even without a tuner right in the right area for phone. And I used one before. It was an Array Solutions back some years ago, and I had really, really good luck with that. So I figured, hey, I was reading a lot of articles on this, and there was a lot of good things said, so I figured I would try it out. Over.
Roger, Roger. Now, you still sound a little distorted on your peaks, so what is your current mic level on your mic control?
So, what is your current mic level on your mic control?
Control is a little more than halfway.
Is that like 50?
Is that like 50?
No, this is not an amplified mic, and it's an MD200.
What I'm trying to do is determine what your current mic level is, and we want to go down, a little bit from there. So if you were running a 50 on that mic level, we want to take it down to like a 40 and see what happens to the distortion.
We want to take it down to like a 40 and see what happens to the distortion.
I've dropped the mic level over.
Alrighty, and now tell me about your antenna system, and let me listen to you.
And now tell me about your antenna system, and let me listen to you.
Yeah, it's a different off-center fed dipole. It's tuned a little bit different. It's not the normal cut. It's a little shorter on the short side, and it's a little longer on the long side. And most of the time, I don't even have to tune. It does very well.
Roger, Joe. Now, is that an amplified mic that you're using external?
Roger, Joe. Now, is that an amplified mic that you're using external?
Yeah, it's not amplified. This mic is a low impedance Yaesu mic, the MD200. It's looks like a broadcast mic almost.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's not bad. Just a little distortion on the peaks. I was just wondering if you might be pushing your front end of your mic input. Like normally, what you would want to do is make sure that your mic input level is around a 4 or 5 or 40 or 50, just midway in that mic level control on your radio, so you're sure that you're not overdriving it with an external microphone. If you're down around 1 or 0.5 on your mic level, then it's indicative that you might be pushing that mic input level pretty hard. Roger?
That you might be pushing that mic input level pretty hard. Roger?
Yeah, roger that. I cranked down the power just a little bit to maybe that was it.
Well, I don't think that the power is it. It's about the audio. It is about the audio, Roger, and the audio should be the same almost regardless of what the power output is, Roger. So I think you could probably run the power output all the time at 100 watts, and the audio should still sound pretty much the same.
The audio should still sound pretty much the same.
Well, this one puts out a bit over 200.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, you may be right there. I have never run a 200 watt radio. Well, I did run a old Drake that put out quite a bit of RF, Roger, for the time.
Put out quite a bit of RF, Roger, for the time.
Yeah, I love the old tube stuff. I had a National that had a single, 8122 RCA, real small metal ceramic tube, and I also had the NCL 5000 power amp that had the same tubes, but there were two of them, and that was just about a full legal limit. And I should have never got rid of that stuff. They were awesome.
Yeah, so the only problem was they did not have real good frequency control on the receiver. It tended to wander quite a bit. That was the major downfall, I think, in my opinion, of the Drake stuff, was the higher the frequency you went, the more drift you ran into, Roger.
The frequency you went, the more drift you ran into, Roger.
Yeah, roger that. I hear you. I knew a couple guys that ran that stuff. I did have a Barker Williamson receiver that I used to use too, like when I was doing Mars. It had a lot better selectivity and sensitivity, so I used to use that as a receiver and use the transceiver as just as an exciter to the amp.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Some of that Drake stuff, I really love it. Yeah. Matter of fact, today, if I was going to run Drake, I would get me a frequency counter, and I would get me an outboard audio control with compression and equalization, and I would probably defy anybody to be able to tell me what I'm running, Roger.
Probably defy anybody to be able to tell me what I'm running, Roger.
Roger that. I love the sound of tube radios. The audio is usually very good. I ran a 530S and a 830, and I used to get really good audio reports on them hybrids, Kenwoods.
Roger. Well, the thing is that tube radios will give you even harmonic distortion, which is pleasant, much more pleasant than odd harmonic distortion. I was in radio for more years than I cared to think about, and we had a lot of power amplifiers downstairs that we used upstairs, and there was links downstairs to upstairs, and we would always have to check out the drive, so we would just turn the speakers down and turn the drive up till we started to hear a twang at 1 kc. There was this other frequency that started to come in there, and we knew that was, over modulation, and then we just pull it down 10 dB from there, and we knew that was the max on that amplifier. So, there's a thousand ways to do it, but I still love a tube type over solid state.
I still love the tube type over solid state.
All right, this is WA2QDI. I got a bail. I got somebody at the door, and so I'll say 73s to you. It was really great talking to you, and I hope you have a great day and a great weekend. This is WA2QDI, 73s.
Roger Joe, 73, sir. Thanks for dropping by. And if you want to hear your audio again, if you go to YouTube, do that call and a search, KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, will take you to this recording, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. That all being said, we got to get out of here too. This is KC9VKV, the Qso-Vlog net, wrapping up for the day. If you enjoyed it and want to hear your audio, go to YouTube and do that call and a search. KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, would take you to this recording. That being said, we got to get out of here and return this frequency back to normal amateur radio use. KC9VKV, clear.